Now, we all know that Singapore is not a cheap place to live, and that's something that I covered in detail in my 10 things that are a complete waste of your money in Singapore video, which you can check out here. But today I thought I would look at items that can actually save us money and time. And these aren't random Shopee gadgets that you're going to waste your money on. These are things that I actually use. But here are 8 practical items that cost under $100 that I genuinely believe can save you both time and money. Okay, so before I dive into the 8 items that can save you both time and money, if you're enjoying content like this, then don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Number 1, a multi-currency travel card or wallet. Now, a variety of platforms actually provide a service for this. Things like Utrip, Revolut, Wise, or Instarem. And it's really one of the easiest ways to save money when you're spending in a foreign currency. And why is that the case? Well, if you travel even twice or 3 times a year and you are shopping online in a currency that is not in Singapore dollars, if you use a credit card, you're going to be charged at least 3.5% as a foreign currency transaction fee by the banks. And of course, sure, you will get some miles, but at that rate, you're effectively buying miles with your bank credit card. And these fees can add up quickly. So imagine spending 1,000 Singapore dollars in either US dollars or euros or Thai baht or whatever foreign currency you happen to be spending on. You can save up to $35 per $1,000 if you just use a multi-currency card. So by using a multi-currency travel card, you're able to cut these fees out. That's because these card providers, or these platforms rather, actually give you the exchange rate at close to the interbank rate, or what you would see on Google Finance or XE Currency. What's more, you're going to be able to convert currencies when exchange rates are in your favor. So you can convert them, store them in your multi-currency wallet, and then spend them at a later date. You're also going to be able to save lots of time queuing at these money changers in Raffles Place, as well as saving you the trouble of having a last-minute FX conversion for cash at the airport and getting a terrible rate like you do at providers such as TravelX. So I personally use Instarem, and that's because they have the Instarem Amaze card that can be linked to your Citi Rewards MasterCard. However, a lot of these providers provide really good exchange rates for multi-currency wallets. So whether you go with Utrip or whether you go with Revolut, Wise, or Instarem, it is free to sign up, and it is a great way to save money when you're spending overseas. Number 2, an insulated water bottle. Now, this is critical. Singapore is a hot and humid country, so staying hydrated here is essential, and we should be drinking at least 3 to 4 liters of water per day, if not more. And personally, what I use is a Swell insulated water bottle. And you can get this for around $50 on Amazon, and I'm sure you can get much cheaper items in terms of an insulated water bottle on platforms such as Lazada or Shopee. A good water bottle solves 2 problems. First, you're not going to be tempted to spend a few dollars here, a few dollars there on a drink when you're outside. And secondly, it's going to help you avoid queuing at places like coffee shops or 7-Elevens to get bottled water. The last thing we want to do is be spending copious amounts of money on bottled water, because the drinking water in Singapore is perfectly safe and very healthy to consume. Number 3, meal prep food containers. Now, meal prepping is massively underrated. If we cook our own food in Singapore, we can save an enormous amount of money over time. And it doesn't actually need to be complicated. If you batch cook a lot of food in one go, you're going to be able to store that in containers in either the fridge or the freezer to be consumed at a later point. And how are you going to save money? Well, if you're working in the CBD and you are going out for lunch most days, you're probably spending at least $10 to $15 if you're going to a little bit more of an upmarket place. But even if you're going to a local hawker center, you're looking to spend at least $5 to $10. You can save that money by meal prepping, bringing in your own food, and using your workplace's pantry microwave to just heat up your food and have lunch in the office. Now, bringing in your own food for lunch to the office is not going to only save you money, but it's also going to save you time. You don't have to go out into the lunchtime rush of the CBD and figure out what you're going to eat and then queue in the heat and then buy your food and then figure out if you're going to eat it there or bring it back to your office. All you have to do is just take your meal prep container from home and bring it in and heat it up in the office pantry. Now, personally, I like to use glass containers because I think they are more durable and they are more food safe for things that are being heated up in the microwave. Of course, if you are dropping things a lot, maybe plastic is more suitable, but for those of us who are able to not knock around our containers too much, then I prefer to go with glass food containers. And glass food containers are pretty easy to buy on any of the online shopping platforms. Or if you do want to go to IKEA and get them for $6, $7, you can also do it there. In terms of cost, you're not looking at paying more than sort of $30 to $40 for a set of 4 or 5 glass food containers. Number 4, a food scale. Now, this seems a bit odd, right? Because it seems like something that only bakers or people who are religiously obsessed with what they're eating would use, but it's actually one of the most useful tools in any kitchen. That's because portioning when you cook is super important, and with grocery prices rising in Singapore, it's paramount that we avoid wasting any food. By using a food scale, you're going to know exactly how much rice or pasta or meat or whatever you're using to cook you actually need, and you're going to cook exactly what you're going to eat. By doing this, you're also going to improve the consistency of your meal prep, and it's going to make the recipes a lot faster to produce. And in terms of cost, it's super reasonable. You can get a pretty good kitchen scale for between $20 to $30. Number 5, a sturdy umbrella. Given how unpredictable the rain can be in Singapore, having an umbrella that you know is going to be handy and is sturdy is really, really important. You obviously don't want to get caught in the rain without an umbrella, but if you don't have one, then be forced to actually have to buy one from a convenience store like 7-Eleven at inflated prices, it feels like a big waste of money. You can get very good durable umbrellas in Singapore for around $30 to $50. If you do want a big golf umbrella, something that is going to cover maybe 2 people, you could actually get something for under $20 in Decathlon. But if you want something that is handy and a bit more compact that you can fit into your bag or your handbag, then Decathlon also sells a pretty sturdy, compact umbrella for under $40. Number 6, a cordless mini vacuum. Now, this is a lifesaver for parents of young kids or pet owners as well with pets that shed a lot of hair. That's because a cordless mini vacuum is obviously compact and it can help you clean up messes and dust and hairs in seconds. And that's going to save you time from dragging out your full-sized vacuum cleaner and starting to clean up the mess. And if you work from home and you happen to spend a lot of time at your desk, this is also a great tool to keep your workplace tidy from dust and any other dirt that might be there. In terms of cost, what are you looking to pay? Well, a lot of these portable handheld vacuum cleaners can come in well under $100. If you do want to spend a little bit more money on something a little bit more high-powered and reliable, there is a brand called Shark that is selling for around $150 to $160, but this depends if you find it necessary. But for most handheld vacuum cleaners, you can actually get something pretty decent for under $100. Number 7, a cashback or miles card for daily spending in Singapore. Now, a lot of us who do have credit cards might be using it for air miles, but a lot of people also might be using it for cashback. Either way, you are going to receive something for having to spend money that you are already going to spend in Singapore. In effect, you're using your credit card to optimize your daily spending on necessities such as groceries or things that you might need to purchase from stores. Now, this allows you to actually earn obviously either cashback or air miles. But in effect, applying for a credit card in Singapore is free. And typically, the minimum annual requirement in terms of income is $30,000 per year. So for a lot of people in Singapore, actually applying and being able to get a credit card is within reach. So whether you're earning 4 miles per dollar on your daily grocery spending, or you're getting 5% cash back up to a certain limit on your dining or your groceries, we should be optimizing our spend in Singapore and using these financial tools to actually get something in return for our spending. Number 8, a dehumidifier. Now, given that we live in Singapore, which is a very humid climate, it makes sense to have a dehumidifier for a number of reasons. First off, if you're doing your own washing or laundry, you might also have a dryer, but we should really not be using a dryer for our clothes. That's because it uses up a lot of power, and second, it's also not that great for our clothes in terms of them lasting longer. So if we do want to dry our clothes naturally, the best thing is to hang them up on a clothes horse, but obviously that is going to take a lot of time to dry in a humid climate such as Singapore's. So putting it on a clothes horse and then putting it into a small room within your flat allows you to then put a dehumidifier into that room and dry it at a much faster rate. So it's going to save you time in terms of having to wait for your clothes to actually dry before you can fold them or wear them. And it's also going to save you money in terms of you not having to use a dryer and instead using a natural way of drying your clothes. But it's going to speed up that process and it's going to make your life a lot easier. How much is a dehumidifier going to cost you? Well, you can actually get a few models for under $100. Obviously, if you want higher grade models, they're going to go up to say $300 or $400. But I think starting out with a basic model under $100 is fine if you're really just using it to dry clothes in a small room. There you have it, 8 items in Singapore that cost under $100 that will save you both time and money. What other items would you add to the list? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe.